Well,
hey y'all,
just like we promised,
part 2. So before we start though, just hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified of when we drop our episodes. All Things Cam and K on YouTube, All Things Cam and K on Facebook, because we go live on Facebook when we do our recaps.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
it's fun.
Right now you're with Chronicles.
Okay. So this is part 2 from the chemistry episode.
And so with this part 2, we wanted to explore, at the end of that one, Kay said you can grow into chemistry or something to that effect. You can grow,
okay, because some people, they say that, and I've heard it so many times from different people that I know that are married, that, at first they didn't like their spouse, like, they rejected them a few times, but then they gave in and they grew to love them and to like them.
But my thing is, didn't there have to be some like and love before you got married to them? Or was it one of those instances where you just picked the best choice? I've watched movies where I have seen women get pregnant, and they may have known they were pregnant before they met this next guy. But since the next guy had security, he had a good job, he had a good life, had a good family, she picked him to help her raise this child, and sometimes deceived him and made him think that was his child so that she could get a better father for a better life for herself and her unborn child. So I think sometimes when you say you have to grow into, why are you making yourself grow to like your spouse? Now, I know you can be in love with somebody and they can get on your damn nerves and you just be okay, this is a human relationship and this is just what happens. But for what bothers me is it seems like I see a lot of people, like the stars, they change mates like draws. Girl. It's like, I like you this
week. Like the seasons change. They
like,
change their
partners. Well, it's a fact, so we're not talking about her like J-Lo. J-Lo, she's in love with love.
Yeah, she's in love with the idea of love, I believe.
And so she, she's in love, and then she's not in love, and then she moves on. It's like they're playing a role in a movie. And they just kind of just like, oh, I'm bored with you, or you get on my nerves, or
But you know what, though? There's no. But some people
sustainability
make it work. Like the ones that I've mentioned, that's married. I'm not gonna say that. That's married because they're still married.
The identities of the people that we are discussing.
She said that she didn't. This is a few people I know too. Like she didn't.
She wasn't. She loved him, but she wasn't in love with him.
No. Like when they first approached her, that's what I was talking about. When they first get approached, they may not like you right off.
So they had to get to know them in order for their feelings to develop.
I guess, but I'm like, So you don't, if you're not attracted to somebody,
because the bottom line is when you're really entering into a relationship, when you want to be in a relationship, when you are a man or a woman, you just simply have to be ready. And a lot of times people aren't ready because they're carrying a lot of baggage and they're not healed and made whole. So then when they meet the next person, they're not even really trying to give them a chance. A lot of times we get with people to satisfy our physical needs. And like with, it's gotta be real. With a lot of women and men, they get into relationships looking for who's going to secure the bag, the person that can take care of them. Like, I've heard so many people, oh, he got a good job, girl, and he does this, that, and the other. He makes 6 figures. I've heard women say that, and nowadays I hear men saying too. They want who gonna secure the bag. And, oh, I don't mind being a stay-at-home dad. I be like, huh?
I mean, I'm not.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah, whatever works. I'm not a.
But you do hear that more nowadays. Yeah. Like, people are more concerned with financial security than they are if they really like the person. In some instances.
Yeah, me, I can't do that. I would rather, because I think we spoke on one episode. I love me. I don't mind being by myself. I don't.
Because I can do better. Because sometimes you'll get with somebody for the wrong reason, and then it becomes a disaster. And you're like, oh my God. Like, you look at a lot of people on social media. You'll see them all hot and heavy, getting married, and you'll be sitting around like, dang, they got married within, a year or two. And I'm sitting up here by myself, and I know that I'm a good woman. And, but they rushed into it because it's sometimes about what the expectation is from the outside people looking in. And then sometimes people hide behind the God thing. But we wanted to get married because we wanted to do things right in the eyes of the Lord. And I'm not saying that that's not true, but sometimes you got to take your time. I think a pastor once told me, know them for 4 seasons. Before you decide if you're going to be serious with them.
Yeah, because I know it's a lot of women who are, they just want somebody. They're desperate.
A half a man, a whole man,
right?
A piece of a man.
There's no way, because I'm in the situation I'm in, and I'm glad that you kind of like, talk to me out of certain things. Because I was like,
don't kill him, girl. Don't kill him.
No, not that.
I'm joking.
Because I was like, I want to get out here. I wanted to date. I want to do this and that. So you asked me, you was like, are you good though? Personally, yes, I am. I am good. I am good because I've been down this road before with the same person. So I'm good. But I remember you said just slow down. Just slow down for a minute. Slow down. Just take a moment. And I was like, that really resonated. I'm like, you're right. Even though I'm good.
You just don't have to rush.
Yeah.
It's like,
just enjoy.
Just enjoy being. And I think that's something that because I know in my life, I've done that. You get out of one thing and you want to, it's a Band-Aid. Hey, got a little sore, little paper cut. Put a Band-Aid on it. Hey, and then I'm in my next stack of papers. So the next thing I know, I got 5 paper cuts when I could have just left the paper alone for a minute, just a little while. But yes, it's okay to just slow down. But I guess what I would just, to sum this up, would say is just when you're moving forward in relationships, it's okay to be attracted. It's okay to have things in common, but get to know the person. Get to know them for more than a day. I have a rule where with me, I got to know your mama. I got to know your family. All that. It's a red flag when you meet a man and you have not met any of his family.
But at what point? I mean, you don't want to meet family. You don't want to meet them off the bat.
Well, that's a double-edged sword because it depends. I met the guy that I'm with. I met my man's family quickly, but it wasn't on purpose. It was like one day we were somewhere and there was one relative.
Yeah,
that's something happened. I was like, I felt like I got set up at first. I was like, well, dang, but
I mean, like you just happen to run into them. That's
one thing. Or they came over to the house and it was like, well, you can't tell people they can't come over, but
something like that. But like
to be together a year and you don't.
Oh, girl, no.
No, and there are people live in the same state within 50 miles, 20 miles. Something's wrong with that. It's no reason why. It's like, because I know also at the age we are now, honey, let some man take you home to his mama and that man ain't right. She gonna be like, girl, you might want to leave that one right where he found everything. But my son is
I know that's my baby and all, but
he's a toy. He probably, if he anything like his daddy, you gonna have a good time with him, but just don't get knocked up. He's a toy. No, just playing.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you definitely
take your time.
Yeah, take your time. But and that time depends on. It's not like a set time. It depends on the person.
And become their friend.
Most definitely. Like I said before,
get to know who they
in
are.
Another episode, friends is important.
And there's nothing wrong with, like you saying, growing. But I'm not marrying nobody that I gotta grow to like. I gotta like you and be in love with you to know that we have something. The Bible says don't build your the Bible says don't build your castle in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a foundation. So I think some of the most beautiful relationships do come out of friendships because you've gotten to know this person, and then one day you may be talking to them and then you be like, oh my gosh, we have so much, you know. Pausing.
That don't always work out though, because with my last one, we were the best of friends since high school.
We can be friends and love.
So it just depends. That depends.
So with that being said, subscribe to All Things
Cam and Kay.
We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. And if you have any questions or if you have any topics that you'd like to discuss, email us at
allthingscamandk@gmail.com.
So, with that being said, you guys enjoy this beautiful Michigan weather. And remember,
wherever you are.
And remember, when it comes to love, take your time.
You know what? I was about to sing. Baby, we can do it. Take your time. But that's something else, though. All right.
I'm not talking to her right now. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.